Did the Board of Water and Light have an emergency plan that included this sort of catastrophic event? And if so, when are you going to release that plan for the public to see?
Well, I don't know exactly what we have as far as an emergency plan. We do have an emergency plan.
You're telling me that as the director, you don't know what plan you have?
Well, let me put it this way. We have an emergency plan, and we have documents that support it. But what I'm trying to say is that we'll address every one of these specifics. We may not have that, but we have an emergency plan, and we are more than happy to release it.
Okay. And when will you be releasing it to the public?
Well, whenever there's a request for it.
Okay, there's a request right now. Put it on your website.
Okay.
Additionally, on your Facebook page and on your Twitter, which has frankly been poorly maintained, and I think everybody.
Amen.
Really, the only piece of information that was given, other than these brief updates about where some power work was being done, was who was going to pay for certain amounts of damage that were done to people's homes. Does the Board of Water and Light intend to help homeowners whose property has been damaged at the point of where the line goes in?
That's
people to pay for their own
that's a lot of question. Let me try to remember all of it from start to finish here. First of all, you're talking about our information being poor. I think you're saying that, your word.
Your social media outlet was very poor.
Our social media outlet can be better, could have been better, and will be better. However, when you take a look at what we offered very important information to our customers. And what I hear time and time again is Consumers Energy has a map.
The information posted wasn't right, though. Your head honcho Pennsylvania office told me so 2 days ago.
We'll get to that in a minute. But the map that well, let me talk about, these are in order, these questions. I'll take them as we come. The map that Consumers Energy has tells you that you're out of power. Don't have a map like that.
3,000 people if you don't have a similar map.
Well, let me finish first.
No, we're going to answer this question. I appreciate it, but we're going to answer this question, and then we'll get to the questions from the general public, or we'll dissolve.
The point is, from my point of view, a map would have been handy, and the more information better is better. But what I want to say is, this idea that a map will tell you anything other than that you're out of power is not correct. It doesn't tell you anything but, wow, I looked at the map and I'm out of power. What we've tried to give people on regular updates is where our crews are working, so you can get some idea of where the work is taking place and if you're going to be handled. And to that end, I think that is very good information for the customer. You had more questions I wanted to answer, but I can't remember the rest of them.
I'll follow up. Detroit Edison was saying, is their policy different than yours in terms of having electricians repair the electrical power outlet?
It was about the mast.
Before the power is restored?
The mast issue.
About the mast.
The masts. Yeah, you know, the ones that you put up on Facebook to make sure that your customers knew they had.
That was to help the restoration effort so they wouldn't fall.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Detroit Edison's policy, but our policy with the mast is we don't own the mast. We can't work on your mast. We own the meter, we own the wires, we will bring the wires there. The reason that was put up on Facebook was because you're going to have to hire an electrician to put that mast up there. Customers are going to. Now, we inform them of that, but to give them a heads up about that, that was the point of that.
I understood DTE did put up the mast, though. Is that incorrect?
I don't know.
Do you confer with DTE about these issues?
We do confer with DTE about a lot of things, but I have not discussed anything about mast with DTE.
Any rebates or any assistance to homeowners who've been out of power, who have damages to that?
Good. Those are good.
Other than
those
the
are some of
$25 that's mandated by law?
Well, the $25 is not mandated by law. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. I was chairman of the Public Service Commission, and I authored that order that you're talking about. The Public Service Commission does not regulate municipal utilities, so we are not bound by that. However, we, as the hometown people, hometown power, I've been informed the Public Service Commission has determined that there are people who have been out long enough, I can't remember what the number of hours is, 120 in a catastrophic storm, something like that. We are going to honor that as well. As to claims you have against the BWL, we always have a claims department, and we'll honor the claims depending upon whether they're worthy or not. We can sit here and speculate all day long as to whether the claims are worthy, but if you just file a claim, we will look at it.
Any questions, please?